Okay, in the previous lectures we looked at equivalent effective interest rates, and in the next two lectures we will look at continuous compounding and changes in interest rate. So before we start with continuous compounding, let's do a little bit of revision on equivalent effective interest rates, and I will do that by looking at two of the exercises at the end of chapter 1. So you can page to the exercises on section 1.1 to 1.9, and then we can have a look at question or exercise 8. So which of the following two options would yield the highest return? Option A, 11% annual interest compounded quarterly, or option B, 10.5% annual interest compounded monthly. Now, because for option A the compounding is quarterly and for option B the compounding is monthly, we can't compare them directly because the compounding periods are not the same. So we have to make use of equivalent effective interest rates. There are different approaches to this, but it works quite well to calculate for both options the equivalent effective annual interest rate. So let's start with option A. Perhaps before I write that out, let's just write the formula for equivalent effective interest rates here just to remind you. Okay, so that's the formula for the equivalent effective interest rate. So to go back to option A, we would like to get the equivalent effective annual interest rate. So we would like to get I1 for option A. Again, A is the compounding is quarterly, so we have the effective quarterly interest rate. We can find that. Okay, to get the effective quarterly interest rate, we take the nominal interest rate of 11%, we divide it by 4, and now what is my M? My M is this 4 here, that's my M, and this is my P. So this will then be to the power M over P, or 4 over 1. So this is then per annum effective. That's for option A. So let's have a look at option B. We want to find the equivalent effective annual interest rate. For B, the compounding is monthly. Okay, and the effective monthly interest rate is this 10.5% divided by 12. And again, my M is this 12 and my P is the 1. Okay, and we get an answer here of 0.1102 per annum effective. Okay, now because both of them are per annum effective or compounded annually, we can compare them directly because the compounding periods are the same. And if we look at that, we can see that we prefer option A. Okay, let's look at the next example. And I chose, or the next exercise, I chose exercise 11. Calculate the quarterly equivalent effective interest rate of 12.2% per annum compounded monthly. Okay, so what I would like to do here is I want to find the equivalent effective quarterly interest rate, so that's why I have a 4 there. I have the interest rate per annum compounded monthly, so I have I12, the effective monthly interest rate. Okay, to get my effective monthly interest rate, I take this 12.2%, I divide it by 12. My M is the 12, and my P is the 4. Okay, and this is then per quarter effective. Or if you multiply this by 4, if you take this 0.0308 and you multiply it by 4, that will be your interest rate per annum compounded quarterly.